Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kiara and this is Budget and Grow, and in today's video we're gonna do a little January recap and check about my low spend goals. Let's go. Welcome back to my channel, friends. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope that you're having a great start to your week. Today I'm gonna be doing a little January recap for my expenses. So if you follow my channel, you know that I had set up myself some quarterly goals in which every quarter I will have a low spend month, just to help myself kind of like restart my spending and also being able to allocate more money toward debt and other savings. And January was my picked month for the first quarter of the year. And from the title, from the thumbnail, you already know that I completely fail at this for January. And it sucks, but we're gonna evaluate the spending trends so we have a better picture and we can try again in February. All right, so I have right here my January expenses. Let me get you a little closer here. All right, so for January, this is the initial budget I had set up for all of my expenses. Around middle of January, I realized that some budgets were just not gonna cut it for what I was spending, so I had to updated them. So right here you're gonna see the ones that stayed the same, and then I'm gonna fill up here the ones that I had to change, and then we will see what did I actually spend. Now granted, we are still, what day is today? Is it 29? No, the 30th. It's Monday the 30th, so we still have one more day of January, and this month has felt endless. Endless. When you are like counting pennies so you don't go over budget, like it really is like, whoa, like when does this end? So yeah, so we're gonna count everything up to today. I do have a subscription that hits tomorrow, so I went ahead and added it to my category. That way, like, it's already counted for, and I also counted my transportation for tomorrow, which is 2 subway rides. So if there are any other expenses, then I will just pay that tomorrow. Okay, so we're gonna start with Con Ed. Con Ed is the electric and gas service here in New York and is bundled up. So I have it on my name, so I pay for the bill. My roommate pays me the rent including utilities, so I just budget a certain amount from the money that she pays me to pay for utilities. So I budgeted 120. Usually my bill is around $80 just for myself, so I opted to 120 for the both of us. And luckily I only had to pay $95.78 for this month. Granted, I do get my bill in the middle of the month, so this is only 15 days of her being here, so I expect the next bill to be a little bit higher, but this is good because I thought it will just go up over 100 for those first 15 days, and it will be great if I stay under the 120. That way I will be saving some money. So for this month we did really good with Con Ed. Next, we have my dance classes. I dance, and dance is a passion of mine and is also really good for my mental health. So that's why I have it like at the top of my priorities on my variable expenses. I did buy the class pack for this month, and I ended up spending $225. So I will have a $10 rollover for next month. Next, we have my spend, and this is where I had the first flaw. So I budgeted $140 for the month for my spend and fun money. This is for like dining out or like buying a treat on the street or just random things that I just do for fun. And that is a little bit of a narrow budget for New York prices. Going out in New York, like to restaurants, it's expensive. So my usual $200 budget is already kind of a little bit tight, but I'm usually able to stay within that budget. 160 was definitely low. So I upped my budget to 210 in the middle of the month. I did have $10 rollover from last month, so I just added technically 40 because I wasn't counting here the 10. So this is the budget that I went up to, but luckily I did stay at 178 and $15 for my spend budget. So technically I went over budget because I went over this original budget, but with my adjusted budget I did stay under budget, and I did put more money toward this spend category, so I am good on the books. Like I will not be owing any money to my spend category, so that's a win. I do think that I can hit this low spend for next month, because I was not planning for this month. You know, I entered with a lot of ideas and a lot of goals for January, but no execution. And that is a problem. And that is something that if you're watching this video and you are trying to figure out goals for the next week, month, year, you need to, of course, have your goal and have your dream and where you're going to, but you also need an execution plan, because otherwise you're gonna fail. And this is proof of that, because even though I'm really good with my budgets and I'm very mindful of my spending and I don't usually overspend, I still lowball this budget a little bit. And also I didn't prepare for it, because honestly a lot of the spend that I did this month was ordering in or eating out, because I did not cook on the first few days of the year. It's like I almost forgot that it was like the beginning of the year and I was gonna go out, and you know, I spent a lot on that first week for no real reason other than I didn't plan for it. I should have cooked, I should have had some stuff here, you know, I should have planned better my going out with friends and stuff. So anyway, execution was lacking on this month. All right, next up we have gifts. For gifts I spent $20 this month, so that's pretty nice, under budget as well. Giving I spent $16.08. There you go. And groceries, this for me is the big culprit. Grocery budget, definitely, because like I said, I just didn't do any meal planning. I woke up on January 1st and I had nothing in the fridge, and I was like, what is going on? So I just like ordered food. So, you know, ordering food, it's gonna take right away like $30 out of my budget of $160 for the month. Whereas if I had bought very expensive eggs on the grocery store, I would have spent $7, $6, right? So definitely planning ahead is very important. So I did up my grocery budget to $200 in the middle of the month, and I spent for the month $198 with 93 cents. So I had $1.07 left out of this budget, and I'm all out of like milk and eggs and everything. So we're gonna have to pull from a different budget, maybe from my spend budget, since I have a little bit extra to come up with money to buy stuff so I can eat today. And being said that, though, I do think that is very, very possible for me to stay within the 160. It really is. I usually spend on average around $30 to $40 on groceries for the month. Like I said, I just didn't plan. I order in a lot, but if I stick to a meal plan, then I'm very positive that I can stay within this 160 for next month. Next up, we have hobbies. Hobbies, I spent $20.07 for this month. Home, I spent $26.06. This is for cleaning supplies and toiletries for the house. Laundry, I evened out at $30 right here, and I have a separate category because I live in New York and I don't have a washer and dryer at home, so I have to go to the laundromat, and each like washing machine is $3, and then for drying you pay every quarter. It gives you 8 minutes in the dryer. All right, and now MTA. So MTA is one that I definitely made a big mistake. I definitely did lowball this budget big time, because I will show you why. So every subway ride costs $2.75. I take 2 rides a day when I go to work, and I ride the subway usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days a week. So $5.50 plus 5, that's $27.50. If we multiply that by 4 weeks, that is $110. And that is a non-negotiable. Like, there's no way I don't pay the subway to get to work. So yeah, so my budget was 70, and this is usually what I spend, and it doesn't really change from that. It only changes when I work that less day a week. Like, this can go down. I think the lowest I've seen is like $90. So yeah, that was not a good choice. So I did up the budget to 100 for January, which is more realistic. And did I include that? And if I include tomorrow's ride, so that's 2 more rides, I will be at $104.50. Yikes. Okay, so I did go over budget on this one. So let's highlight here. And just quickly here, I want to show you, doesn't bleed. This is for Chelsea at Cat Save My Budget. These are the Sharpie S notes. Yes, they are great. They don't bleed as much. All right, so medical. Okay, so for medical, I upped my budget to $312. Go watch my previous video. I explain better why this is it, but I basically pull the money from my sinking funds to cover a medical bill for $228. So I had $232 saved for medical plus the $80, that is the $312, and I spent $45 with 57 cents from my medical pile. From that 245 though, it was 228 for the medical bill. So in reality, from my day-to-day medical fund, I only spent $18, so that's not bad, and I'm still under budget. Personal care stayed at the same, and I did go over on my personal care budget by a couple dollars, and that's because I bought a lipstick that I did not need, so I need to get it together. There you go. All right, pop-ups. I had $68 budgeted for pop-ups, and this is for just unexpected things, for miscellaneous things, and I did have those, so I ended up spending $68.03. I'm gonna call it even because it's only 3 cents over. I had to buy pants for work because mine ripped, so that's definitely a pop-up for sure. Shopping. All right, so shopping, I'm waiting on a return, so I'm just gonna go with the purchase that I actually do have, because otherwise I will be over budget. But I returned the item, so that is at $17.49, and shopping is always one that can put me in a pickle, but I'm glad that I did the returns, because otherwise I will be over by like $100. So for next month, you're gonna have to keep an eye on me with my shopping, because I have a tendency to like buy clothes a lot. Yes. All right, next we have my subscriptions. So subscriptions, I had a budget of 85 starting the month, and I opted to 90. And that is because I forgot to cancel a subscription, so it went through. So I did add it from my buffer, another $5 into this budget, and that is, and I ended the month at 88.73. And I cannot tell you how much I want to be able to pay my subscriptions yearly. I'm saving for that because I hate knowing that I have to put over $80 every month to subscriptions. It drives me nuts. And finally, we have my YouTube category, and this one I had to up it to $80 for this month. And I did a number here, and I went over budget from that. I spent $85.98, so that's not good. Okay, so I definitely went over budget with this one. And so this YouTube money it covers a variety of things. So like my Etsy shopping, when I buy stuff like materials, also shipping, like if I shipped out any like Happy Meal or any of that, it covers that. So it was a variety of things. I did have also a giveaway and a couple prices, so it all came out from that. But this is the first month that I actually have a budget for YouTube, so I think it needs a little bit of adjusting and me not going crazy with it because I did save money on my YouTube binder, and I knew I had the cash to pay forward, so that's why I kind of like allow myself to overspend. And that's not cool either, you know, like not because I have the cash and I don't have to put it on my credit card means that I have to go crazy and spend all this money. So this is my final numbers for January. I want to do the math and see how much did I go over budget in January, and let me do that on fast forward. All right, so we got numbers here. So my ending budget was $1,668, and what I actually spent for the month of January is $1,479 with 50 cents, which means that I stayed under budget, and that's great. I'm happy for that. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger spending. Yesterday I was kind of breaking down the numbers, and I realized that I wasn't so crazy with my spending as I thought. And I think that maybe I felt that way because I had set it up in my mind that I was going to do a low spend month, and then I felt like I wasn't doing it. So it gave me a lot of stress, and then when I get stressed, I eat out more or I shop more and stuff. It's just kind of like a emergency mechanism that's the place where my brain goes, and I don't like it. So I'm trying to figure that aspect of my mind, but it definitely reflects on my spending. I'm glad though that at this point in my journey, I am just like I'm trained, my mind is trained, the way I spend is kind of trained where I can stay within my budget. And I did stay under budget, but I don't consider this to be a low spend month because honestly, I could have done better with some categories, like even in the ones that I didn't up the budget, like hobbies, like I could have spent less money here. I could have spent less money on going out. On personal care, definitely I could have spent less money. I could have spent less money on pop-ups because I also bought something that I didn't categorize, that it was not a priority. Shopping, I don't really need to shop for anything, to be honest. I do need a pair of boots, I gotta say that, but I want to save for that, you know, because I want to buy a nice pair of boots. And like I said on a couple of videos ago, my budget is pretty tight already for New York prices. I don't really do anything extravagant. I didn't even budget for any like experiences, and I would really like to be able to go to a Broadway show here and there. This month we have Broadway week again, so maybe I will try to squeeze in something there, but that means that I have to be tight on other weeks. So like if I want to splurge and go and see a show and have a good time, then that means that maybe I can go grab a burger, you know, on my days off. So, and that's a negotiation, that's a bargain that I need to do with myself and be okay with. So this is January. So and before I go, I want to give a couple shout outs to 3 different budgeters. They are all very different in their approach to budgeting, and I really like them all. And number 1 will be Melissa from Budget Stuff Save Repeat. Yay! So Melissa basically mainly focuses on savings challenges and sinking funds, and she has a wide variety of mini savings challenges, and she's always supporting small shops. So shout out to you, Melissa, and thank you for your latest video, which I hope you turn into a series because it was really interesting. And if you haven't watched that video, I suggest you to go watch it because it gives me hope for my future, and I know it was very inspiring information for all of us that are in this journey to be financially free and in a better standing with our finances. So definitely go check her out, follow her if you haven't yet. The next one is Katie from Katie of the House. She's just such a sweetheart, and I really like Katie's channel because it's different. She does digital budgeting and digital savings challenges, and she also talks about, you know, the house like organizing and cleaning and all of that. So there is a variety of content there that I really like, and I just love a spreadsheet. So I really like that she puts up the spreadsheets and she does the digital savings challenges. So it's pretty cool. I like it. So go check out Katie's channel. And finally, I want to shout out my girl Sarah from Beauty Mom Budgets. See, she is mainly a cash stuffer budgeter, and she's got the prettiest binders, and she does a lot of her own like stuff for her binders. So they're all very pretty, and she does all cash. And of course, and because she lives in Tijuana, Mexico, so she's done like the reverse immigration where she moved out of the States to Tijuana. So she's got some like specific to Mexico categories on her binders, so it's pretty cool. And she's just a sweetheart too. She's the best, and I love all these 3 channels. So if you're looking for a variety, there's 3 channels right there that you can follow, and go show them some love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will be back on Wednesday for Savings Challenge O'Clock. Yay! See you soon. Bye bye.